here is the Fairmont Hotel. Now the Fairmont Hotel was built in honor of James Fair, the 15th richest man that ever lived, and the richest man here on Nob Hill. It was built by his daughters to commemorate him. And it was built before the 1906 earthquake, and it was built out of structural concrete and steel. So it was the one of two buildings that remained after the Great Earthquake. And after the earthquake, only the interior remained. So they hired a woman named Julia Morgan. She was the first ever female structural engineer to graduate from UC Berkeley. The challenge was to finish the building only 1 year after the Great Earthquake. And from between 1906 and 1907, Julia Morgan was not only responsible for the interior design, but also wrangling all the construction workers, which, by the way, was in high demand after the Great Earthquake. Now, Benjamin Swigg bought the building in the 1950s, and one of the things that he did was he implemented putting flags up here, and that's to commemorate the UN Charter signing that happened here in San Francisco, and all the nations of the UN have their flags up at the top. In 1989, there was a Loma Prieta earthquake here, and a lot of the interiors that were designed by Julia Morgan were destroyed. But in honor of the Italian marble, they actually redesigned these columns that are now made out of concrete and have now painted them to look exactly the way Julia Morgan had them. Right now, the hotel is actually designed for Christmas, so there's Christmas trees, and there's this huge gingerbread house, the largest gingerbread house in the United States, right here in the lobby, completely edible, made of gingerbread blocks and candy. And you can actually go through the gingerbread house into the Laurel Court restaurant. Now, the Laurel Court restaurant actually harkens back to when the Fairmont had a school in it. There were a lot of people who stayed here for months at a time, and they learned French and dancing, and actually would come to the Laurel Court restaurant for tea. And the bar in back of me actually used to be the carousel bar, where the bar would rotate around the bartenders. And actually the bartenders would not move, but the chairs and seats all rotated around them. And here I am in the Venetian room. Now the Venetian room is famous for having hosted a lot of 1920s singers. One of them was Ethel Waters, a jazz singer. And this was during the time where there was segregation. And during segregation, any black performer could not stay in a San Francisco hotel. But Benjamin Swigg said no to that. He said, you're going to get her a suite and get her whatever she wants. From then on, this became a tradition to have entertainers come here and stay for many weeks at a time. One of them was named Tony Bennet, and originally he was completely new on the scene, and he had there was two shows during the night, a 7 o'clock and a 10 p.m. show. And at the later 10 p.m. show, he decided to do a track on sort of the B-side, or the not so well known, called I Left My Heart in San Francisco. And he performed for the first time that song on this stage. And that is why that song has become sort of our city's national anthem, and actually is played at the ball games whenever we win. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is there's actually a semi-public rooftop garden here at the Fairmont Hotel. From here you get a really nice view of the San Francisco skyline. You see Salesforce Tower, the Bank of America building, the Transamerica building, just to name a few. And at the very top, right here, is a suite, and in that suite they actually filmed a scene from the movie The Rock with Sean Connery, and it was on that balcony that Sean Connery threw off an FBI agent. Coming out to this rooftop garden, you get a sense of what Julia Morgan did when she originally designed this hotel. They've actually made a really strong effort to lay everything out exactly the way that she designed it. Please like this video, and if you have any questions at all about your group travel when you come into San Francisco, please go to the link down below, milanhospitality.com, and hope you have a magical day.